Hi, this is Chetna Teckchandani and today I'm going to share my experience with you. So firstly, a big thanks to Welingkar Hybrid program for giving me this wonderful opportunity to reach out to you all and share my work-life journey. To give you a brief introduction of what I do, well, I don't really need to have a heart-to-heart chat with you if I want to know you truly. All I have to do is analyze the scans of your handwriting. Strange, but true. That's my profession. I'm a graphologist. So, as a graphologist, I do handwriting analysis whereby I assess your personality, behavior, core nature through your handwriting. Yes, it is as shocking and as interesting as it sounds. Now, I did my hybrid program from Welingkar in April 2014. That's the time when I was still trying to figure out what I want to do in my life, and I was working that time. This program gave me the flexibility to work and as well as to study and get my degree. So my 2 years were pretty fruitful because of the fact that Welingkar gives you the opportunity to interact with the best faculties and also learn from your batchmates. So when I was studying, I did my post-graduation in marketing. So I had wonderful friends and some amazing professors who not only taught the subjects but who even mentored. And that's the time when I figured out that training is my calling. Thanks to the wonderful workshops that this hybrid program gives you, which no other program in Bombay gives you, which was one of the USPs of this program, why I enrolled for it, because you get to learn what's happening in the industry and not just go by the curriculum. So by the time I finished my 2 years of post-graduation, I went on to start my own. Yes, something like, we all want to do 9 to 5 jobs is not my type, so what do I do? And to give you a brief background of where I come from, I'm actually an educationist. I have specialized in early childhood care and education. That is basically dealing with young minds from 0 to 6 years of age. And that's the first time I got drawn towards this wonderful science called graphology. So what is graphology? It is nothing but graphology. It's a study of any graph which is represented in the form of dot, lines and curves. So anything that you scribble on a piece of paper can be analyzed because that is your DNA sample. So many people ask me that how did you come in this offbeat profession? So my only answer to them is that I had nothing to lose. When I had nothing to lose, I took the chance of going for something so unconventional because that is what attracted me. And there's no ready-made profession as a graphologist, especially in India. You will have to create one, and that's what I did. So I'm going to share with you certain nuances about this science and how this has helped me personally as well as professionally. So I'm happy to take some questions from you all. I have a list with me where Mihika is asking me that my handwriting does change. It becomes shabby, or when I'm in a hurry, or when I'm angry, it looks different. And when I'm in a more calmer mood, it looks different. So how can you analyze my handwriting when all it does is change? Well, this is a very commonly asked question, that when my handwriting is differing each time, how can you analyze my state of mind? So to answer your question, we are never the same, right? Change is the only thing that's constant. So the same applies with your handwriting. A normal human being has 2 to 3 variations of handwriting, but it is the skill of a graphologist to find a pattern in that, and where does the consistency lie. So to give you a thorough analysis, a graphologist will always ask you for a sample size of at least 2 to 3 pages written, freshly written, because graphology, mind you, is not predicting your future, but it's only analyzing your current state of mind. So all we have to do is analyze the strokes, the curves of the writing. So if you change your handwriting with a change in mood, it is natural. It just goes to show how you behave when you are little in a hurry, or how you behave when you are calm down. So as a graphologist, when we take a sample of 2 pages, we come to know the consistency through that. So I hope that answers your question. The next one is by Jayant, and he's asking, I am interested in taking up this as a profession. Any tips or advice? So my biggest advice would be that if you want to take this up as a profession, you need to be a little crazy and wacky, because if you're going to think conventional, then this is not going to be a profession for you, because it's not something which is easy to get into unless you have a backup plan. But I'm not scaring you. All I'm trying to tell you is that if you like meeting new people, if you like understanding human behavior, and if you like to be a good analyst, then yes, this is a very good profession and a good side profession also if you want to continue with your regular job, because this gives you the flexibility. You will have to get yourself certified as a graphologist if you want to practice this professionally. There are many good institutes in India, and you can get yourself certified and start practicing. And of course, with practice only comes this skill. So that's about it. The next question is, what made you take up this interesting career? Now, as I said, training was my calling, and I was not sure what I want to do. But when I did my post-graduation in ECCED, I learned how to analyze a child's behavior from his handwriting or drawing. And this caught my attention, and I said, okay, if there's a science behind it, then why not make it a full-fledged career? So I quit my job thanks to my boss, who was very supportive, and I took this up as a profession. I started practicing on my people. They were my first victims. So my close friends and family, I started trying on them. And when I got positive response, did I take it up professionally? And how is this profession applied in corporate? Very important, because that's what my focus is. In corporate, this science is used while hiring, while training. Now while hiring, it's like instead of using other forms of assessment, you can really come to know a person's entire character sketch through his handwriting, and that the person can't even lie. So that's where it is mainly used. Apart from that, it's used for a lot of employee engagement activities. Okay, then next is, with more and more people using computers and technology coming picture, where does handwriting stand? Well, to let you know, handwriting is never gonna go extinct, because it is your handwriting that keeps you live and kicking. Because when you think or you write, your brain your cells become the most activated cells in your brain. So with more and more of us going away from handwriting and typing, it is actually keeping us disconnected from ourselves. Because when you write, you're actually secreting, and that's what keeps you emotionally connected. So it's a humble request that no matter how much we type, at least 5 to 10 minutes a day you can give yourself to just writing or scribble with pen, or at least sign thrice in your check to keep your hand muscles moving. So no matter what happens, no matter how much technology advances, handwriting will never go out of fashion. And interesting, is there a difference between left-handed and right-handed individuals and how they write? So let me tell you all things that graphology cannot predict or cannot assess. Graphology, or a handwriting, cannot tell you about your future. It cannot tell you about your gender. It can't tell you about your age. Why? Because it is your mind writing, and mind is irrespective of your age, your gender, or even if you are right or left-handed. So it doesn't matter. The analysis is going to remain the same. Forget hand. Even if you write with your foot or with your mouth, the patterns that your brain throw out will be the same. So I guess that is what, I hope that gives you clarity. The next one is, do you need to know the language of the person who's writing? Interesting. No, you need not know the language, because when you are analyzing a script, it is analyzing other things like the spacing, the size, the graph movements, angles and lines. So whether it's a script in Hindi, it's English, Gujarati, French, German, it doesn't matter, because the logic is something which is language indifferent. But yes, if you know the local language, it helps you understand from where the person is coming. Because if I have to give you like some example, Chinese writing is more of full of lines. It is less curvy. So even their emotional responsiveness is very different as compared to French. So that's the reason where culture is something, which helps you go deep dive into a person's personality. But for a basic analysis, language is not important. Okay, then how did Welingkar distance learning help you take this very unique career, and what were the challenges faced? So as I said, Welingkar has been an amazing partner because of their flexible option. I could study and work. Secondly, they have great infrastructure. They have amazing people who come on board from various industries. So that gives you the right exposure. And the best part is the personal contact program and the VCF, where you get to meet the professors in person and learn from your colleagues. Because no other distance learning program that what I know gives you this opportunity. So this was one thing that was like a turning point for me, because I met some really wonderful people, and I still have them as my friends and mentor, who pushed me to do something of my own. And Welingkar helped me in various ways, especially in I met a couple of people when they used to have workshops. I understood how the training industry works, and that was the point where I found my eureka moment, and I took a call that yes, I need to apply these skills and knowledge that I have learned for myself. So I wasn't looking for a job, and all I was looking for is how do I apply these skills in my life. So that's how my connection with Welingkar goes. And then, the last but not the least, there's this question asked by Rohit. He says, I was wondering if handwriting indicates traits that correlate with a given profession, like somebody with a scribbly handwriting being a doctor. So, one very important application of this science goes in career counseling, or if you want to choose what kind of profession suits you. Because if I know that my personality is more of an introvert, I like to go deep and focus. I'm not someone who is comfortable going out there and talking and meeting people. So what kind of profession suits me? To just give you a very small example, research says that people with very small handwriting are good with professions like scientist, research analyst, economist, CAs. Why? Because those are the kind of professions that need you to be in detailed study. And small handwriting writers are introverts. They are someone who have the capacity or capability of going in depth, completely focused. They can, take one point and make one full report out of that, which is their trait. That what large writing, handwriting people don't have. So every trait has its positive and negatives. So yes, you can definitely understand what kind of profession suits me, or if I am in my current profession, how can I better myself? So the beauty of this science is that it not only analyzes my handwriting. Now just to think of it. Fine, I got my handwriting analyzed and I took my true selfie. Now I know who I am and what I am. But now what? What's next? That's where graphotherapy comes in picture. So graphotherapy is like one step ahead or one step in advance, whereby if I want to break my old unwanted patterns, I can break them and replace it with the new ones. And the new ones is as per your choice. So whether you want to change your personality, or you want to start attracting money, you want to become a little more extrovertish, how do I get these changes in my life? You can very well go for graphotherapy. It is simple, it is economical, and secondly, it's very, very human friendly. So, but consistency is the key. If you have to change your habit, or if you want to form a new one, at least a practice of 21 days minimum to 3 months is what I would suggest. But definitely, you cannot assess a personality by just seeing few handwriting or just few traits. You got to see each and everything as a whole. So there are too many permutation combinations which only a professional graphologist understands, and only then you conclude. So what is my vision, or how do I plan to take this particular tool further? So I conduct these DIY workshops where I try to simplify the science and give you more like a fun learning experience. So that's the time I try and help you self-analyze, where I give you the science in a way that you can actually understand your core personality. And let me tell you, none of us really know ourselves, because our subconscious mind, which is actually the most powerful part of our personality, is hidden deep under us, and handwriting gives you like a direct view to it. That is why I call myself as someone who captures your true selfie. And now we have one more question from Vishal. He says, what are the features of the program you remember that can be helpful for a working professional, because time is a challenge for me? It's a very important question, because yes, time was always a challenge for me. And you have to be in good books of your boss, because if you really want to make good use of this program, you ought to come down to the campus and you ought to attend the PCP program, wherein it is like a classroom setting. You have professors who teach you from their experience and not from the books. Secondly, you have video lectures, which is in the evening. So even if you're working, you can probably, I guess 7 p.m. is the usual time that the lectures are held. You can easily attend those lectures from place of your choice, like from your office or your house. So again, there you get to chat with your professor and ask real-time questions to them. Apart from that, the workshops which Welingkar offers you is something that you must take. Outbound programs, because these three things changed my view or perception about management education. Despite of not being a full-time MBA, I still got to manage to squeeze the best out of the program, and I was also earning and working at the same time. So it didn't pinch my pocket, and nor did it take a toll on me, because weekends is usually where you have such programs. So weekday I was working and weekends I was studying. So I guess that is something which you should look into to get the best out of this program. And of course, the objective based questions that this program offers, where you can simply understand the concept and answer your questions. So with that, I hope that you guys take some time out and understand about this tool for your benefit. And I will highly recommend this hybrid program for you, especially if you really want to get a good view of management. So with that, goodbye.